Okay, so how to price and quote for gutter cleaning in the UK. I do want to mention the fact that it's UK. I know there's some people from America that watch, but basically, I think the homes and the climate can be quite different in the UK compared to America. So I thought this would be a great video for UK people that want to like figure out how to price and quote for gutter cleaning. So there are a few things I wanted to touch on. Some of them aren't actually to do with gutter cleaning. So I just wanted to highlight a few points before we go straight into it, and I'll show you exactly how to quote and price for gutter cleaning. This is how I do it. I've been doing it for like over 4 years now. I also have somebody that works for me as well. So I've gone from being an owner operator to being somebody that employs someone to do the gutter cleaning. So this is like the system that I use to quote. So yeah, here we go. So there's five things basically. I don't want to sound cliche now with the first one, but the first one is your mindset. So you're going to have a different way of thinking about how to quote for these jobs. One, when you're very first starting out, either in business or you're like a owner operator, and then you can have a different way of probably quoting when you have like an employee. But the first thing is really important. It's like learning how to do it for yourself as an owner operator, because that's probably where 99% of us start. Like most people don't just start with big pool of cash and then have employees from day one. It's quite expensive. So owner operator. My personal view is the mindset is, okay, so how do I think about it when I do the job? I am a professional that is solving a problem for a person, and I'm getting paid in proportion to the size of the problem that I'm solving for that person. So what I mean by that is when you're getting quoting for a job, if you're quoting somebody that say, let's say a doctor, and they've got a real problem, they're probably earning high income and they are don't have that much time. The other thing to consider is some people uh, could do the job themselves, but they don't want to do the job themselves. And you've got to understand like who that customer actually is. So the way that I like to think about it is I'm a professional that is about to solve this person's problem. So in solving this problem for that person, they are going to pay me. And I don't want to have this attitude inside myself, which I've had before, that you're almost like like groveling and thanking them for the money. It's like, oh, thank you for the money. It's no, I'm solving a problem as a professional. I'm helping you with your problem, and I'm solving it. So this is kind of like the mindset that you have. And you personally, it took me a while to develop like thinking like this. It could be low confidence or whatever it is, but this is probably the key part of pricing everything, basically understanding your customer and understanding the value in yourself as well. So the more you value yourself, I would say the more your prices go up, which is uncomfortable for some people to hear, but I think it's the truth. Okay, mindset, that's out of the way, done. The next thing, you need to have your leads that come in. So the way that I quote and price a job will differ depending on how the inquiry actually comes into the business. So a lead in is somebody that's like a lead is somebody that wants to have a service done by you. That could come from an advert like Facebook ad, could come from SEO like Google, like you Google My Business. It could come from a referral, could be an existing customer, but it does depend on how that lead comes in, on like how I price and the speed in which I do it basically. So let's start with the easy ones first. If an inquiry comes in by email or text, I basically want to be able to send them a quote as fast as possible from their inquiry. So, like, if you can do it within 5 minutes, you are literally the chances of you getting that job are super high. So that's the first thing. Now, if a lead comes in and it's a phone call, I always like to start with a question. So because we're in the business of solving problems, not gutter cleaning, I like to ask them, are there any problems with your guttering right now? Like, is that why you're calling? Is there an issue? see like how I can help. By asking that question, you're letting that person know that you can solve them their problem, and it will also let you understand the problems that they've got going on. And then when you later deliver them a price, you can let them know how you're going to solve their problem, not in a weird way, but just you're going to solve their problem. But you would never have known that problem if you didn't ask if there was any issues going on. So that's the difference between email, like sending a quote by email and text. The key there is speed. And then via phone, you can spend a little bit more time and ask a question which will identify a problem that they're having. Then the next part is pricing. So how do you price? I'll show you that in a second. Then there's the tech. So what technology do you need to basically do this efficiently? So you need Google Earth, basically, to be able to look at the home, or you can ask them for pictures, but I find that's pretty slow and annoying to do that. So I like to just look on Google Earth. Then if there's an issue, I then ask for pictures or I arrange an in-person quote. Then you need like a CRM. So basically that's a customer relationship manager, and you're going to use that so you can add their info and then send them a quote fast. You do need a CRM. You don't have to, but it does make things easier. Then you want to deliver your price and quote quick. So that's the like order of things. Get your mind right, get the leads coming in, ask good questions, price the job, send the quote. That's how you want to sort of figure things out. So let me just show you how to price things. So first off, you want to go onto Google Earth. This is different than Google Maps. So don't get these two things like confused. You can use this on your phone and you can download it in the App Store, which is it's called the Google Earth app. You need to download that. So I'm doing it on a laptop now right now. earth.google.com. So as you can see, this is like more powerful than Google Earth. It's like more of like a web application. So you get a lot more details on this. So I'll show you. So what you want to do is you basically want to search for an address. So I'll just use my address. So you've got the customer, they've phoned you up. You now want to basically quote the home. So this is how I quote it. I look at their home on Google Earth, scroll in. I know that the address is this one because I live there, but if you just want to verify you're looking at the correct address, I click on the man and then I drag him into the road. And then that way I can actually be in Google Maps now, and then I can zoom in and I can see 7 and 8. So this is 8 Featherstone Close. And I know it's the top one. 7 at the bottom, 8 at the top. This is a masonette for people that don't know. It's like a flat. Then I want to go back to my Google Earth. I've noticed also loads of moss on the roof, loads of trees. So these gutters are going to be full. I know this is going to be a juicy one. So I zoom in. I can also manipulate Google Earth like this. Like so. Now, how do I price? You want to have a minimum price that you want to charge. If you don't know what your minimum price is, I'll charge like a minimum like 70 quid, 80 quid. If it's super close around the corner, you can get it done in an hour. That's pretty good. Personally, that's what I would charge. But you could charge 100 quid. There's people that have lots higher charges. Depends on where you live. If you live in the countryside, you've got to be driving everywhere. You need to charge more. But like you can see where I live, it's like all the homes are super close. It's like a big town, maybe 200,000 people. Okay, so pricing. Roofline gutters, I'll charge like between 30 and 40 quid per side. So from here to here, let's charge 40. And let's look around the back of the property. I've also got another length of gutter in there, another length of gutter in there. So there's 80 quid. So I'll write that down, 80 quid. Then there are a few other factors. So what's the access like? How close is it to your home? All this type of stuff. You need to work these things out and then factor that into your price and like who you're solving the problem for. Is it a regular customer? Can you, if you're doing window cleaning, can you get the window cleaning and the gut cleaning done at the same time? All this type of stuff. Are they in a hurry? Is there a repair that needs to be done as well? So it's hard to quote for repair without seeing the job. So that's a whole different video, personally, the repairs. Okay, so the other factor that is quite difficult to price is, okay, let's look at a semi-detached, sorry. So I'm gonna say 30 to 40 quid per length of guttering. Let's look at like a semi, here we go, here's a perfect example. Okay, we've got two examples here. Perfect examples. So right here, we've got semi-detached houses. Yeah. We've got guttering that runs here. It runs down the side of the house. And then it runs down the back of the house as well. So I would say 30, 60, 90. Then you've got to get in the garden and get all the way up here. Also looks like the roof's really mossy. Then you've also got this lower guttering. So just for these gutters alone, I would probably be charging roughly maybe between 100 and 110. Next factor, which is common in the UK, you'll factor in things like, do you need ladders for the job, the access, but these homes have conservatories. So we've got quite a few nice examples here. Okay, let's find a nice example. Okay, let's look at this home here. So this is a conservatory, although it's like rounded, I would call that a three-sided conservatory. So you kind of want to get a way of pricing this. So what I usually do is I would say like between 20 and 30 pound a side of conservatory. So I'd say 20 quid there, 20 quid there, and then 20 quid down the back. So there's 60 quid. That's how I would price a conservatory. Now, if it's a one-sided conservatory, I would charge maybe, just an extra 30 quid. The reason we charge more is because the way that the conservatories are actually like manufactured with the guttering, the actual inside the actual guttering itself, they have like a lot of the time they have the clips and they go over the top of the guttering, and that means that you can't just get a nice clean empty in just one go. You've got to do like little tiny sections at a time. So that is one factor that you've got to bear in mind for conservatories. Also, if it's an older conservatory, the actual roof panel can slide and then it leaves this tiny little opening to clean the gutters. That's going to slow you down and it's a pain in the arse to do. So you want to always charge good money when you've got to clean the conservatory gutters as well. Now, these are the worst conservatories to quote, is the dreaded four-sided conservatory. So the dreaded four-sided conservatory often has the worst type of access. So here we've got one side, two side, three side, and then you've got that side that runs down the house. You've got it here as well. If you're looking on Google Earth, you can even see some drain pipes that are running right above that side that is adjacent to the home. You want to basically charge a lot of money when you're cleaning these. So what I would probably charge is, if we go back to this home, the one that we said we were going to charge 110 quid for, which is this address here, between 100 and 110. I would also be charging probably 100 quid for the conservatory as well, just because this access is going to be a pain in the arse. So a conservatory like this, I would charge 100 quid for, because this part that runs adjacent to the house is going to be a super, super pain to clean. If I'd sell this to the customer, I'd say, look, I've quoted it's 200 quid to clean all the gutters on the house and the conservatory. Now, the only thing that I might have a bit of an issue with is the guttering that runs adjacent to the house. And what I'd say is, look, if I can't clean those areas of the guttering, I won't. We can work on a lower price, bearing that in mind. But really, what I'd like to do is I'd like to sort of see it in person. So what I'll do is I can send you over a quote now. But if there's any issues with the job, I will. We can work something out together on the day of the cleaning, like no problem. And there's no obligation for you to go ahead right there on the day. I just want to be able to see the home, but it's pretty hard to tell online. What I'll do is I'll send you over the quote now. Would you like me to get you booked in on the calendar? That's what I'd say to the customer. So yeah, this is pretty much how I price for conservatory roofs. So guttering, I usually go from 30 to 40 quid a side. I have a minimum price, and then conservatories, it really does depend on like the access and stuff. So that's what you've got. So this is how I would price and quote for gutter cleaning in the UK. Bearing in mind things like your own mindset, like making sure that you're thinking right about doing the job so you appear confident to the customer. Asking the right questions so you can identify problems. You need the technology, which is Google Earth, which I've given you there. You need a calculator, and I would personally say you need a CRM. So I use the CRM called Jobber. I will leave a link down below, a referral link. You actually get 2 months free of Jobber if you sign up using that link. I do also have another video on like how to use Jobber, which I believe is the best CRM for pressure washing, external cleaning businesses in the UK. So check that out. I will see if I can like put a video link or something in like a video. I don't know how to do that, but there is a video on the channel which shows you how to use Jobber. So if you've liked this video, please like and subscribe. If you found any value in it and you haven't got a CRM, I recommend Jobber, and you can use that link. It's in the description below. Thanks for watching.